First of all, I would like to thank Indian Chemical News for organizing this important summit and for inviting Godrej to contribute to this inaugural session. And it is my honor to be here among the distinguished leaders and experts who continue to shape India's agrochemical landscape. Thank you very much. The theme of this edition, driving sustainability and balancing productivity, captures the exact inflection point where our sector stands today. And today I will be touching upon India's opportunity to position itself as a global manufacturing and export hub for agrochemicals and some key enablers that can accelerate this journey. So to start with, data points already Praveenji has explained very well where our industry stands. The export, we are third largest, almost 11 billion US dollar is our industry size now in India. So I'm just catching up some points quickly. I will not take more than 10 minutes, Praveenji, as you have allotted to me. So to start with, it is like India's strength and global opportunities. So one thing is very clear, our strengths are very clear. Like we have a very deep technical capabilities and we have skilled scientific talent, a big pool of skilled scientific talent with us. We are competitive in manufacturing and we have a proven export track record, as we know that we are third largest exporter in the globe for agrochemicals. And we have a very robust investment momentum at this point of time. Then second is, as we see globally, the supply chains are diversifying beyond China, and India is increasingly seen as a dependable partner. So this is something we can see as an opportunity for us. We also have strong access to high growth markets across US, Brazil, Latin America, Southeast Asia, and Africa. Together, we can say that with strong chemistry capabilities and favorable global conditions, we are in a unique position to scale further. Moving next, being a person coming from research background, and throughout my career, I have been involved in R&D only. So I would like to cite the most important pillar for this purpose, like how we can be a global export hub. So I always believe that R&D and innovation are going to be the most important pillar to drive this in next maybe 1 or 2 decades. And to move from cost-efficient manufacturer to a global leader in export, I feel innovation must be at the center of this. This means we need to strengthen our discovery pipelines, increase R&D investments. Praveenji has given the data point, like for bigger companies also, it is 1 to 2%. For smaller ones, it is maybe even much less than that. So we need to increase these R&D investments and enabling India-led development of next generation molecules and products. Although we have seen in last 1.5 decades, there are players who are coming into the discovery domain also. It is not only like we are developing a new product, the mixtures or some formulations or bringing some AI from outside and making some products, but we are entering into discovery also. Then adding to it, a national innovation fund can of course catalyze some early stage research and can help companies accelerate sustainable and differentiated solutions. The second key pillar could be reducing import dependence. We all know that industry, our agrochemical industry, still relies heavily on China for intermediates and technicals. And we need to build a resilient ecosystem where India needs integrated clusters, or we need backward integrations for our processes and reliable supply of key raw materials, as Praveenji also explained in his presentation. And a strong domestic backbone will definitely improve the competitiveness and reduce volatility of our market. The third, and maybe one of the most important pillars or driving factor in next 1 decade or so, could be our regulatory system. Accelerating the regulatory system is very important at this point of time. We can all understand that long and unpredictable approval timelines will definitely lead to delayed product entries into the market. Or we can say like long evaluation periods will cause, say, a very slower market entry for newer solutions. However, a predictable time-bound process supported by digital evaluation tools will significantly strengthen India's global competitiveness and support farmers with faster access to new solutions. I can see in the list of speakers, Subhash ji and Archana madam is here, so I believe in their sessions we may listen something on these points, like how regulatory bodies are evolving to cope up with the industry needs. The next pillar could be, will be like technology, digitization and green chemistry. Maybe next 1.5 or 2 decades, I believe, will be driven by the technology, and it will define whether it will be AI-driven molecule prediction or precision agronomy, or maybe focusing on green chemistry part. At the same time, maybe we know that global customers increasingly expect a sustainable manufacturing. It is not, as Praveen ji explained, like sustainable productivity. So it is not only productivity, it needs to be sustainable, and we cannot only afford to be sustainable, we need to see how it is helping to our profits and growth also. So we know that when we are trying to move beyond India and we are citing our export markets, then our global customers have a very big expectation that this sustainability aspect is high in our manufacturing processes. So what we can do is like embedding ESG principles into our processes is essential for assessing all these advanced regulated markets and making a future proofing of our industry. The next pillar, what I feel, is whatever I have said, the first 4 pillars will depend on this one. We need a talent and skill pool for the future growth. So as the industry will evolve, we know that our workforce must have to evolve. Otherwise, without that, it is not possible that we want to drive it to next level and at what pace. So we need to have skill programmings through maybe IITs or public-private partnership, and a strong industry academia collaborations will definitely prepare talent for advanced manufacturing and research. So we know that we have a lot of academic research going on in country, but there needs to be some relationship between, or there needs to be some collaboration between industries and academias, so that the academic research is being focused or directed towards the industry needs. And that will give us a very big pool of the talent right from the academia. Then building a sustainable talent pipeline will definitely support advanced manufacturing, and innovation is essential for the long-term competitiveness. After maybe briefing these all 5 pillars, I'll just not take much time and just the summary slide for me, the way forward, or maybe the India's roadmap. So this is just the summary of the first 4-5 slides. We need to strengthen domestic intermediate production. We need to catalyze innovation through funding and policy support. We have to develop some world-class clusters to support our manufacturing facilities. And improving regulatory speed is, of course, one big, very important parameter which we have to see the speed we want to have new products coming out into the market. Then, okay, this particular point, like collaboration between industry, academia, and policymakers, it is, I think, going to be a very key parameter, because from academia to industry and policymaker, maybe everybody is working in a very isolated manner, I feel, at this point of time. So if these 3 bodies can work together in an integrated manner, then I feel the, not speed, but I would say rather the velocity will be very high compared to what we are having now. And doing all this together, we can, of course, promote a very strong Make in India agrochemical branding globally. So with all these aligned efforts, I feel India can confidently emerge as a global agrochemical hub in next maybe 1 decade or 1.5 decades. Thank you very much. Looking forward for the next sessions. Thank you.